Okay, fans, I'm with Jai Nitz, one of the writers for the Green Hornet series. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you today?
I'm kind of psyched. All things Green Hornet. We got cars. They added bikes. We're seeing 3D clips. There's a lot of cool stuff going on.
3D clips are pretty awesome. I was not expecting that. I'm very happy that they're doing that. That's awesome.
Well, I'm very interested with your experience with the series and being kind of a keeper of that brand.
Sure. I got to read the screenplay. They brought me in to specifically work on the movie adaptation comics. Now, I'm not adapting the movie. I'm doing like a prequel to the movie, Green Hornet Parallel Lives, which is the prequel to the movie.
Right.
It's 5 standalone but married stories. That these five issues is based on the movie continuity. So it's modern day, the Seth Rogen character and the Jay Chu character, and it's them in their voices. After the movie comes out, there will be a Green Hornet Aftermath comic, which is basically it's me writing a sequel to the movie. It's me saying, you know what? I love how good the movie is. This is what I would do next. This is what I would do by like day 2. Here's what I would do. I'm also writing Kato Origins, which is a book based on the original continuity, set in 1942 in the United States, wartime U.S. I'm heavily researching Chicago in 1942, plus traveling the country, what life would have been like for these characters. So Matt Wagner, who writes the Green Hornet Year 1 series, he was very specific about, hey, these radio plays, they're really good. You need to check them out. This was before I was even on the project. He's just a good buddy. He's like, right. You need to check this stuff out, man. It's really good storytelling. Okay, sure, old man, I'll listen to your radio plays. But then I started checking them out, and they're really good. So then Dynamite brought me in to do the Kato book that's based with Matt. So I'm working with him on this old 1940 set stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm really getting into it. And then I'm dubious. Hey, work on the movie. I'm like, oh, what can this movie be? Right. And I'm like, it's really good. It's like Seth Rogen has a really good voice, and I've liked him back to when he was a writer for Sacha Baron Cohen and when he was doing Undeclared. So I followed this guy for as long as he's been writing. So I like the voices of the characters. I like what he's doing. Then I started seeing the clips of the movie. I saw the screenplay. I'm like, oh, I get it. And it was like, jump into it and make it good. And then so with the comic book, I pitched my stuff, and I'm like, okay, here's what I want to do. It's movie people. We never know what they're going to agree to, and they're like, we love it. Done.
The TV series had a little more of that continental feel to it, sure. Right? That 3 martini lunch, right, and hanging out. So when I heard Seth Rogen at the Green Hornet, I had that Mad Men kind of picturesque feel to it, but it's not that at all, is it?
No, and it's funny because I watch Mad Men, and when Green Hornet originally aired, the TV show, it was to capitalize on Batman because Batman had done really well. And like you said, it's a very 3 martini lunch thing, but it's a 3 martini lunch with Bruce Lee. So like if you're a kid who likes kung fu films like I was, you checked out anything Bruce Lee did. So you saw this stuff, and you're like, I really don't know what's going on here, except every now and then Bruce Lee beats the crap out of somebody. So, and the more you go back and watch it now, because I've gone back and watched it, I'm like, oh, I see what they were going for. Okay, now I get it because I'm an adult and I tell stories for a living. So, like some of the themes they tackle even, you're like, oh, that was a problem in that time frame. So that's why they're trying to do, like you said, the continental feel, but then attach a modern, 70s problem that you would go, oh, okay. And you're piecing it together in your head rather than when you're a kid watching going, God, when's Bruce Lee on again? But then you're like, oh, I see they're telling a story and it makes sense and it's good.
What's your take so far on what they're doing with the movie?
They made the movie really, really good on its own merits for a new audience.
So that mean if there's a follow-up in the comics, that mean there's a follow-up in the movie?
I would hope so. I mean, you know what? The thing is, it's like everything. Is it, people see pieces of entertainment they like. They want more of it. From what I've seen, it's very good. So I hope that everybody else sees what I see.
From whatever we've seen too, it's just it's more than interesting, and I think that 3D just helps it pop a little more.
It looks really good. Hey, who doesn't want kung fu in 3D? I
know, right? If something's good, more is better. Thanks a lot for the inside scoop on this.
No problem. It's been great doing the interview.
All right. Well, listen, more to come from the New York Comic-Con. All things Green Hornet and then some. I'm KP. I'm stylin. stylinonline.com.
Trust me, it's confusing in my own studio. It's going to be confusing for everybody just paying attention. It's confusing enough for me. Kato growing up in China and then him first coming over to the United States.
That's Kato Origins, right?
No, actually, 2 different things. And the Green Hornet Parallel Lives is it is Kato's origin. Oh, right. Okay, but there's also a book called Kato Origins that I also write. So I was dealing with really lucid, bright people who wanted to do really good stuff. So when that happened, I was like, oh, this is not what everybody's experienced.
Battlestar Galactica. Batman.
Serenity.
Boba Fett.
Highlander.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Doctor Who.
Star Trek The Next Generation was my favorite.
Scooby-Doo. Well, at the moment, it would be True Blood.
True Blood.
True Blood. I have to say True Blood too.
She-Ra.
Doctor Who.
Star Wars, Episode 4.
Firefly, without a doubt.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Joker, obviously.
Family Guy.
Good choice.